Remember, you have to ask a disproportionate number of times to get X amount of new patients. So, and again, it depends on the quality. How many times do I have to do a marketing event? If I'm doing the highest quality event there is, like educational sales, 2 circle of influence with a gateway.
Mm-hmm.
Does it get any easier than that?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's as easy
No.
as it gets.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to I'm not going to have to do that as much. And let's face it, I do circle of influence, spouse, mother, father,
Yeah.
that has a gateway, back
Yep.
pain, neck pain, headaches. What's my ratio going to be? How many times am I going to have to do that to get one patient?
3.
That's worst case scenario.
Right.
Okay. Now,
Yep.
it's 3 if you're doing the spouse, but you don't know if the spouse has a gateway problem or not. So
Mm-hmm.
odds go down if there's no gateway problem, right?
Correct.
But that's not what I said. I said, how many times do you have to do the educational sales with a circle of influence that fits the demographics and has a gateway problem? In other words, they have back pain or neck pain or headaches. What's the likelihood of getting that patient when I use educational sales to my patient's mother?
Mm-hmm.
What's the likelihood of getting them as a patient?
It goes way up.
It's almost 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be screwing something up to not get that patient.
Sure.
You basically have to not be doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's the easiest patient to get.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to the other end of the spectrum, cold call advertising. You don't know anything about the target market or if they have a problem. And you're spending money on
Mm-hmm.
advertising. So that's the worst case scenario. Well, how many times am I going to have to do that, spend money to get one patient out of that?
A lot more. I think 7 rings a bell.
No, 100.
Yeah. 100. Yep.
Yeah. No, the average is 7 contacts, but that's a generalization, including everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to take me 7 contacts to a circle of influence that has a gateway problem, is it?
No.
Come on. Are you
Mm-hmm.
with me on this?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. So when you say 7, that's a generalization of everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So the more you do the one-on-one type of, well, hell, if I want 20 new patients, I could probably talk to 20 or 25 gateway circle of influence patients and I'll get them, right?
Yeah. Yep.
How many am I going to have to do if I do the worst type of marketing, which is a cold call advertising?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100.
100.
Yep.
So if you want
1%.
20 new patients and the average is 1 out of 100, 20 times 100, that's how many times you're going to have to do it to get 20 new patients.
Right.
That's how much money you're going to have to spend.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's going to be the worst type of patients.
Yeah. Okay.
This is how you need to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to choose. Because I give you the best and the worst and everything in between, don't I?
Yep.
Now it's up to you whether you want to do it or not.
Okay.
So are you going to go to the monthly in office promote? Well, what's the monthly in office promotion? It's Circle of Influence Gateway.
Yeah.
Isn't that all it is?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yep.
How easy is it to get a patient who's a patient of yours? It's their mother or their spouse, mother or father that has back pain, neck pain, headaches, or joint pain. How
Mm-hmm.
easy is it to get that patient?
Super easy.
If you know what to
Yeah.
say.
Know what to say. Yep.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
like a one-to-one relationship.
Yeah.
So why am I putting this into quantitative analysis like this? You can control your destiny.
Yeah.
You just reverse engineer, figure out what your patient retention is. And
Yep.
well, wait a minute, for me, how much money do you want to make? What's your dollar per visit?
Mm-hmm.
What's your patient retention? That's going to tell you how many new patients you're going to need.
Yep.
And then you go, okay, what's my marketing systems and how many contacts am I going to have to do to get those number of new patients? So let's say you need 20 new patients to make the money you want to make
Yeah.
at your dollar per visit. at your case average, patient visit average, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say that's 50. So over at the high or at the high effective end, you may only, for 20 new patients, you may only have to contact 25 times that month a high circle of influence with educational sales.
Right.
Or you can go to the worst end and you go, you need 20 new patients at 100 contacts and you're paying money for them. So what's 100 times 20?
2,000, 20,000.
20,000.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to spend money for that. And it's the
Yeah.
right type of patient.
Shoot.
And then there's everything in between. So
Yep.
you can control exactly how many new patients you want.
Yeah.
Just go do it.
Okay. Jeez.
Figure out the system. What's the ratio going to be? Well, I got the highest ratio if it's mother, father, brother, sister with a gateway,
Right.
with educational sales. That's almost 1-to-1.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty damn near 1-to-1. Remember, I have clients giving that presentation that get more than the people sitting in the audience because they sign up everybody in the audience plus their spouse.
Yeah, right.
So if you do the absolute best marketing, you're going to have to at least do it 20, 25 times to get 20 new patients, right?
Yeah.
But you're not doing it at all.
Nope. Jeez. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I don't, looking at other things that other chiropractors are doing, and they're going for that 1 out of 100 type of
Because they don't
stuff.
know any better.
Right.
So come down the food chain and go, okay, well, we already know once we go out of the circle of influence, a spouse under the roof, that's the best spouse
Yeah.
or child. The second best is the mother or father,
Yep.
combined with educational sales.
Mm-hmm.
So I can still do that target market. And if I don't want to do educational sales, I can do advertising, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's still better than doing nothing, right?
Yeah.
Because they have a problem.
Right.
Still better than nothing. Still better than advertising where it's 1 in 100,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Higher quality of patient, and they're free.
Mm-hmm.
How much does it cost for you to talk to your patients?
0.
0.
Nothing.
So you do educational sales, circle of influence, right? That's why we laid all this marketing out, and then you put it into your calendar.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's what you train on, and that's what you do. So you know exactly how many hits meaning interactions,
Yep.
how many interactions is it going to take for you to get your 20 new patients at your dollar per visit, at your patient retention, to make at your overhead to make the money you want to make?
Oh, yep. Okay.
How much of this are you in control of?
All of it. Every bit of it.
What's stopping you? You.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're just not doing it. You're just
Yep.
choosing, you're picking and choosing what to do and not to do.
Right.
It's all there.
Yeah.
You're just choosing not to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you get that lifestyle.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay.
But this is why we point it all out. This is what works best, second best on that. And then we'll look at the number of contacts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's going to take more contacts if I go out of the under the roof home, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a little more distance, not as highly emotional, right?
Right.
So I go to the mother and father. It's not as good as the spouse or child, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not as much of emotional connection.
Yep.
And then once I leave the spouse and child and mother and father, I go to a brother, sister, it drops down a notch again, doesn't it?
Yep.
Still better than a cold call though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Would I rather talk to my patients about their brothers and sisters who have a problem, or spend money advertising on a cold call that I'm going to get 1 out of 100,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
or do nothing?
Mm-hmm.
It's all your choice.
Okay.
See, when you don't know marketing and you're ignorant, nope, then you can't be blamed, right?
Mhm.
You're not ignorant anymore.
Right.
You now know what works, what doesn't, how to do it, what to do it. Now it's up to you whether you're going to do it or not.
Okay.
It's no longer ignorance.
Correct.
Now you're back to motivation. How motivated
Yep.
are you to do what you want to do, to live the lifestyle you want to live?
Mm-hmm.
So you got to figure out how many hits is it going to take for you? So the first thing you need to do is find out, and you probably haven't done this yet, have you? How much money do you want to make in a year?
Mm-hmm.
What's your dollar per visit? What's your overhead? What's your case average?
Mm-hmm.
That tells you how many new patients you're going to need in a year.
Yep.
Divide that into 12 months. That tells you how many new patients you're going to need in 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't done that yet, have you?
No.
Okay. How do you expect to
No.
get to where you want to go
Yeah.
if you don't even know where you want to go?
Sure.
Well, you're getting it. You're going exactly where your boat's headed, in circles.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep paddling with one oar.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, it does.
You're going to keep paddling with one oar?
Nope.
Well,
Nope.
that's what you're doing.
Yep. Okay. So
It's time to
money.
take another step. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've
Yep.
taken the step with patient retention, a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of marketing, but
Mm-hmm.
we got to get on the marketing bandwagon now.
Okay.
So what's the first thing you need to do? You need to find out how many new patients you want to make. How many new patients do you need to make the income you want to make? So in our next conversation, I want you to explain that to me.
Okay.
I want you to tell me. Now make sure you know how to do this.
Yeah.
You figure out how much money you want to make in a year. Divide that. Now that's after overhead, before taxes. That's how
Okay.
people talk about money.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about earned income. That's how they talk about money. After overhead, before tax. So if you want to make $200,000 a year and your overhead's 50%, you need to collect 400,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you need to
Yeah.
figure this out. Next time we talk, I want to know what it is.
Okay.
Take the total money you're going to need, then we'll subtract out that you want. We'll subtract out the overhead. Let's just put it at 50%, even though yours is much better. Then let's subtract out the dollar per visit. You know how to find your dollar per visit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over a 3-month, 4-month period, just take your total collections, divide your number of visits into your total collections over about a 4-month period. That'll give you your dollar per visit collection.
Okay.
And we only care about collection, not production.
Mm-hmm.
That'll give you your dollar per visit. Then divide that into your patient retention. How do you find your patient retention? Take that 4-month period, take your total visits, divide your new patients into your patient visits. That gives you your patient retention. How many visits somebody's coming to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Divide your patient retention into your money. That tells you how many new patients you need that year. Divide that into 12 months. That's how many new patients you need that month based on your patient retention, your dollar per visit. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to take those new patients. Let's say it's 20 new patients. Then we're going to go, how are we going to get them? We're going to look at the marketing calendar. And that's where you pick and choose the events you're going to do to create that business. Some work real well, like new patient orientation,
Mm-hmm.
monthly in office promotion, spouse to day 5. Some work exceptionally well. And it doesn't take many times to engage somebody for a return. So that's why I said, if you literally were in front of like a new patient orientation and they had a spouse, mother, father, and any of them had a gateway problem, how hard is it going to be to not get them as a new patient?
Mhm. Yeah, it'd be hard not to.
You got to kind of be stupid.
Sure.
You got to be kind of stupid to
Mhm.
not get them. Now it's a killer when you do educational sales. Then you take educational sales with a high third-party trust with a gateway problem, it's over. You got it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
You already know this. We talked about all this.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So then you go, okay, how many of those am I going to do a week? What's the average number of attendees? How many potential clients? How many of those are potentially going to have a gateway problem? Do the rough math.
Mhm.
That's going to give you X amount of new patients. Write it out. Okay, we expect this amount of new patients from the new patient orientation.
Yep.
Then go to the monthly in-office promotion. It's circle of influence. We're specifically targeting spouse, kid, mother, father.
Right.
We're seeing if they have a gateway. If they don't have a gateway, we leave them alone, right?
Yep.
What's the likelihood of getting them in if it's the circle of influence, they have a gateway, and you use educational sales? It's pretty high.
Pretty high.
Yeah. I mean, you got
Yeah.
like now in this situation, it could be a 3-to-1. It's not going to be as effective as the new patient orientation. Why? How much information can I deliver in a new
Oh,
patient orientation versus
yeah,
7 minutes talking to the patient in the office
sure.
visit?
A lot more.
How much more thorough can I be?
Yeah, a lot more thorough.
That's why.
Mhm. Okay.
It's just that simple. I can give way more quality information with the new patient orientation than a 7-minute office visit or 10 minutes,
Mhm.
10 minutes in the office, even though it's a high probability patient.
Mhm.
So I may take that down to one in 3.
Mhm.
So, I mean, if I had a patient that has a spouse, mother, father that had a gateway problem, don't you think 1 in 3 of those people you should be able to get as a new patient?
Yeah. Yep.
That's okay. Then you got to run the numbers. You go, okay, well, how many people are we typically going to be interacting with for the monthly in office promotion? Go, okay, how many family members? And let's say it's 3-to-1. So how many times am I going to have to do that to the number of patients that I have? And then how many new patients is that going to be?
Mhm.
You didn't know these numbers. You're seeing the patients now.
Yeah.
Write it down. So that's another several new patients.
Mhm.
Another system creating more new patients, right?
Yep.
Then go to the next one. Reactivation. Okay.
Yep.
That one you can expect like a 10-to-1.
Okay.
She's gonna have to make 10 phone calls to get one new
I
patient.
get one.
So let's say she makes 10 phone calls in a month, 4 more new patients that month.
Mhm.
Now you got 3 systems. And how many new patients? We might be at 4, 8, 4. We might be at 10, 12, 15 new patients right now, right?
And they're not the 8%.
Right.
Yeah.
This isn't even, we're not even including the advertising or people we're not even including passive referrals or people who just come in who Google you.
Yeah.
Because we can't be dependent on that, can we?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So you really only need maybe one more system, don't you? If you're already at maybe 15 and you need 20 new patients, maybe you just need one more system.
Right.
And you go, okay, well, what system is that?
Personal injury?
That's going to take a while, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do we want to include that as something normal and regular?
Oh.
No. Can you control that?
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
Can you control direct referrals way more than an attorney referring?
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
How much more business can I get just from the public than from attorneys?
Yeah, a lot more.
How much more business is there with the public at large versus PI?
Yeah.
There's patients everywhere with back pain, neck pain, headaches, and arthritis. They're everywhere.
Mhm.
Okay. So you got one more system, and you look at the list, you go, okay, I got spouse to day 5.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's the ratio with that? 1 in 4. So every 4 new patients, you got a spouse.
Yep. Okay.
So if you're only seeing 8 new patients a month, you just created 2 more. If you're doing 12, you got 3 more. Now you're at 17, 18 new patients. You're close to being done, aren't you?
Yep.
And what did we not even include? Passive referrals,
Mm-hmm.
or just random people calling in from Google or your location or your sign. Because we don't want to include any of those in our numbers, do we?
Nope.
Why? They're not dependable.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to look at that as the gravy. We're just going to look at that as the
Okay.
icing on the cake, not the cake. You're the cake. You're the one that creates the cake. The stuff you can't control, we're going to look at that as the icing, the extra,
Yeah.
not the core component of what we need. So you maybe need 3 more patients a month. You could easily be doing your pay-per-click or your Google local for that, couldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
You're done. And that's not including any referrals from attorneys you're trying to create.
Yeah.
That's not including people Googling you, just coming in or seeing your sign. That's not including any passive referrals. And now you have more business than you physically can handle, and you're making the money you want to make.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you create your marketing calendar.
Okay.
Now, whether you do it, now, we covered every one of these, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
We covered Google Business. We covered pay-per-click. We covered educational sales, circle of influence, new patient orientation, spouse to day 5. We covered all of that, didn't we?
Yep.
In great detail.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you if you're going to do it or not.
Okay.
But you're not going to do it and you haven't done it. Why? Because you haven't chose to.
Mm-hmm. Motivation.
You have not chose to.
Yeah.
You didn't pick a number and you're not chasing anything.
Yep.
That's why you're not going to do it and you haven't done it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you need to pick a number.
Okay.
Now, what do you need to tie to that number to help with motivation?
Fear.
There's got to be a reason for you wanted to make, whatever it is. Let's say you wanted to make $200,000 a year and you need to like 400. If you don't have a good reason,
Yeah.
what's it going to do to you're not going to have any motivation to do it anyway.
Right.
And it's not fear motivation. So what's the worst motivation? It's for the money.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's good if you're in survival, that's a damn good reason. You're not in survival.
Mm-hmm.
Security is a good reason. You're not in security. You got security.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you don't have much motivation. Is it puts out. Human motivation puts out after that.
Right. Yep.
You have to know how to create it from there.
Okay.
So then there's personal gain. That helps. Then there's conviction. Why you're doing what you're doing. Do you believe in what you're doing? And then there's self-actualization, doing it for a higher cause. Well, what if you were trying to make $200,000 to help buy your mom a condo so she can live in rent-free? Little higher calling, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't have a good reason. That's why you're not making the money, and that's why you don't have a target.
Yep.
And that's why you're not motivated.
Okay.
You've got to pick the money, and then you got to pick a reason why you're going after the money. And the higher up the food chain, the hierarchy, the higher up the hierarchy of needs, the better. You're not in survival. You're
Mm-hmm.
not in security. And if you were, you wouldn't need to be motivated because those are self-motivating.
Mm-hmm.
That's not where you're at. You're in the worst place possible. There's no natural motivation.
Right.
So if you don't create it, that's why you've been stuck the way you've been stuck for years and years and years.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't picked a path that was valuable and learned how to go after it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not right?
No, it's 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next time I talk to you, I want to know the number.
Okay.
I want to know why.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want you to match the marketing that's going to make that happen.
Okay.
I want you to do exactly what I just covered. And that's what we're going to pay attention to. That's what you
Cool.
train on. That's what you keep stats on. That's what you look at. That's what you focus at, because that's going to get you to what you want if it's important to you to get it, if it's important enough for you to go get it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not correct?
Very correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
End of story.
This is good. I like it.
Now get the hell out of here.
I like it. This makes a lot of sense to me, and